So one guy that continues to perform at training camp is Jalen Tolbert. You see this guy consistently making plays whenever you scroll through social media and see the clips from training camp. I'm high on Jalen Tolbert this year. I thought that when Jalen Tolbert got an opportunity to make a play for the Cowboys last year, he made plays. He was big in that Philly game. There was that scramble drill they had, and Jalen Tolbert was able to find space, and Dak hit him down the field, had a touchdown in that game as well. He also had that play against Miami where it was a ball down the field. It was a 50-50 ball. It wasn't a great ball by Dak. He made the play. I'm high on Jalen Tolbert. I think that this guy can be a very solid number 3 wide receiver on this team. And I understand it's taken him a little more time to develop into the player that we hoped that he would be. And I'm not even saying that he'll be that this year. I have a lot of hope and a lot of optimism that he will be that. Just because the way he's carrying himself at training camp, he looks a lot more confident. That's something that I feel like he struggled with over the course of his career. Confidence was big for him. And now you just see him on the field. He looks a lot more confident. It's great to see. His game looks a lot better. He's improved year over year over year. And quite frankly, you love to see that. And this team needs another option outside of CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks. And look, this wide receiver 3, he's going to play a lot. So, they are going to run a lot of 11 personnel this upcoming season. So you're going to see that wide receiver 3 on the field a lot. I think that that's an upgrade going from Michael Gallup as your wide receiver 3 to Jalen Tolbert. I personally thought Jalen Tolbert was your wide receiver 3 last year because he was just a better player than Gallup. So yeah, I expect a big season from Jalen Tolbert. I expect around 700 yards and about 5 or 6 touchdowns. I don't think that's an unrealistic expectation for Jalen Tolbert. I'm high on the guy. I'm high on the player. And here's the thing, right? You have to believe in the person before you believe in the player. I believe in the person, and I believe in his talents as a football player. I just don't think that he's put them together yet. And I think you're going to see this season he's going to put them together and be a solid player. Remember, just because you're high on a guy doesn't mean that this guy's going to be a superstar for this team. I don't think Jalen Tolbert's going to be a superstar. I just think he's going to be a reliable number 3 receiver, which is, we saw that last year. He made plays. Dak trusted him. Remember that game against Philly in Philly, on that 4th down, Dak threw the ball to Jalen Tolbert. He didn't target Ferguson or Lamb, guys who were absolutely cooking the Eagles that game. He went after James Bradberry because he thought, hey, Jalen Tolbert versus James Bradberry. Oh, Jalen Tolbert's going to make that play. I trust in my guy. And that's something that you see from Dak. He trusts Jalen Tolbert. And, there was a big leap from Jalen Tolbert his rookie season to his second season. Like a big leap. Jalen Tolbert did not look like an NFL football player his rookie season, which is why they didn't dress him most games. And the games that they did dress him and he got his reps, it wasn't pretty. So, then you go to his second year, it's like, no, this guy can play in the NFL. Like he definitely has a role on a football team. To where this season, I feel like, no, this guy's ready to show the world that he can play and play the game at a level that maybe not a high level, but can he be an above average number 3 wide receiver? I absolutely believe he can be. Can he end up being a number 2 receiver? Maybe. I mean, Dak was talking about that in his interview. He said, you have to show them that you can be a number 1 receiver. Jalen Tolbert is not after being wide receiver 3. That's not his MO here. He wants to be the number 1 wide receiver on this team. And he's acting like he wants to be that. Now, he's not going to be that because that's CeeDee Lamb. But I like the confidence from him because confidence was missing in his game. And now that he has it, you just see him a lot more comfortable. He's making plays with whoever throws in the football, whether it be Lance or Dak. The catch radius looks good. The routes look good. Against pretty much whoever he goes up against, whether it be Bland, Kalen Carson, anybody, he looks good. So I'm very high on Jalen Tolbert. I think this year you're going to start to see why this guy was a 3rd round pick and why the Cowboys were so high on him. And yeah, I'm very optimistic to just see this wide receiver room in general. I think there's a few guys here that can make a name for themselves, and I'm excited to see it.